as I forgot earlier to press the record button. Here's an overview of what I have done. If you open the back cover, it's clipped. Be careful on the SIM card slot. You have first remove the SIM card with a SIM card removal tool you delivered with the phone or other phones. Then you take the opener tool, which was included in the kit, and try to open up the retaining hooks. As you can see, you got here one near the SD card slot, then nearly in the center, a third of the smartphone, a centimeter of the corner, in the corner. Then you go to the top side. Here you can see there's one, there's the next. Here is another, also 1 centimeter beyond the corner. And if you successfully reach this retain hook, you can easily remove the back cover. After that, you need a small Phillips driver. The small, I think it's size 0 or -1. But this one are not so handy if you replace only one. But if you make something often like this, I recommend you to buy a kit like this, because it's more comfortable to unscrew all the screws. There are 11 of them. Then you removed the plastic covers. Start removing the PCB. The PCB is the biggest one I've ever seen. It's in 3-dimensional type, like an origami. Here you can see it. Then I removed the small parts. Like the ear sensor, the front-facing camera, with a flat driver across under the vibration motor. And then I put everything on the heated bed of my 3D printer, and then I was able to remove the rear camera and also the speaker. Do not forget to get the speaker mesh. This thing you do not need, so the dust don't get to the speaker. And put it on the display. I recommend you to buy so first I remove the adhesive with the flat screwdriver. This is a really handy tool. If you remove long flex PCBs, you have to look not just to pull them, but drive underneath, so you do not break out some components which are soldered on the PCB and are not as flexible as the whole PCB is, and then you end up with loose parts. Then I heated up the printed bed for 70 degrees, and then I was able to lift it a little bit up, and I put some flat tools like these tweezers underneath and worked slow forward until the battery is released, As you can see, the battery is slightly bent, but I think it should work. In the battery. Then you got here first antenna. As I previously said, I never seen a PCB as big as this one. It's something like an origami, and it was the PCB with the biggest trouble I had to disassemble. So now let's reverse this. And now I know why this phone is so why this phone was so expensive. There's so many connectors. I think it's, and if you use so many connectors, I think you cannot reduce the price compared to the single PCB style smartphones. And double check every connector that everything is connected properly. So now I have some Howto. The bottom there was the white antenna cable, and on the back it was the blue antenna, and you also so yeah. So you have to be a kind of an origami master if you assemble this phone in the factory. Now I have big problems. To put in so I think now I managed it. So as you can see, here's a small isolation tape, which was not on the board of the PCB. So now you have to double check that every connector is inside. You did not forget some rubbers, and I think I got everything. Now you have double press every connector and at least insert the battery clip. Then you can insert the bottom part. The top part that there's not more dust entrance as necessary. And now I think we can try to turn it on. Something happens. Leave gray through. We see here the green LED that this system boots up. Okay, it says it has no SIM card, but it's okay. But the touch is now responsive. So we turn it off. Everything works. So my best tip is you buy a new display with touch already glued in a bristle, because this is the part which is with the annoying work. You get some air, you got dust between your touchscreen and the display. The bristle does not fit, you cannot remove the old display without breaking it, and you have always some glass. You got to cut out the adhesive for the display and so on. Yeah, so for replacement of the full replacement of the display you need an opening tool. A Phillips head screwdriver, which was included, but it's not so much handy. And a flathead for pulling out parts, but be always careful and work gentle. You also is all handy a hot air gun, or better an 3D printer with a heated bed, which I have, and I set the temperature to 70 degrees of Celsius and waited some time, and then it was I was able to remove the last adhesive parts with some flat tools, which I go first underneath. I pulled out a little part, the battery, then I inserted the tweezer and pulled it forward to the connector. And the important part by these steps is work slow, you have time. If you pull too hard you bend the battery, maybe you get some short circuit and a damaged phone. But if you work, have time, you can repair it. I think so, half an hour is enough. Maybe an hour if you don't watch this video. So this is where the black screw comes in. Oh, I forgot, underneath on the bottom side of the phone here there was the one screw for the antenna connection PCB. So work gentle, count your screws, you have time, and then you are able to fix it. So every screw is exactly the same. Expect this one black screw and the small screw on the bottom side. So first put on the back side and work you simultaneously to the top. So thank you for watching, like and subscribe. And to have long fun with the display. So, thumbs up.